auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Herr Kaloi, wir sind aufgetaucht.
Alright, welcome everybody to my next late night stream. And yeah, indeed, around here it is late night. It is almost 1 o'clock. Yeah, I had to settle some things. I actually wanted to start before 12. But yeah, finally. This took me an hour or something, but here I am. So good evening. Welcome, my dear Twitch community, and also welcome to you guys who might watch this on YouTube, because since a while I used to upload these streams straight to YouTube after the stream, so please understand that I don't have the time to actually do some cutting or something, but yeah, as I see that there is always a few guys who are actually watching this on Twitch and give positive feedback. By the way, thanks for that. I think that it's alright. So if you like the game, just quickly fast forward through the stream and find the good pieces. But yeah, now what is this about? It's U-boat again. And yeah, we are in the Mediterranean at the moment, and it's already pretty late in the war. It's 1944, mid-January. I am actually doing a complete playthrough through the whole war, which the game beautifully allows with a high level of immersion, I would say. And we started at the very eve of the Second World War in 1939. And since then, mission by mission, I shared my adventures with you, my dear Twitch community, and since a while I'm also uploading the streams afterwards to YouTube. So yeah, we went through all these adventures and have finished a lot of missions, having started with the Type 2 in the port of Wilhelmshaven 4 years ago, more than 4 years ago. And by now, well, after having gone through all these adventures, we finally went to the Mediterranean and are experiencing the adventures of the Battle of the Mediterranean. This mission set, we have already finished the first 2 of them, and we are approaching 200,000 tons, but it takes us 250,000 to finish this whole mission set. Hey, Captain Jimbot, nice to have you in. Good evening. How are you doing? So also pretty late for you. Yeah. Nice to have you in the stream. I'm actually an hour later than I wanted to, but I think I could still do something like 2 hours of streaming, because it is alright if I get up a little bit later tomorrow. Yep. Yeah. Talking about chilling, around here the temperature has dropped a bit. So last, say, 1 or 2 weeks they were so terribly hot, and now temperature has gone back to something bearable. But the problem now is that outside it's a decent temperature, but inside the rooms are still heated up. Like this room here, which took a while to get heated. So when this heat period started, my room here, my computer room, was still pretty cold for a while. But after a week or something, it really got heated. And now while before it was kind of saving the cold, now it's saving the heat. Yeah. Yeah, that was incredible. But let's take a look at the situation. So our last hydrophone gave us these 3 contacts, and now the question is which of them is worthwhile to hunt down. So in the last stream we had a lot of contacts, but all of them turned out to be fishermen. So let's hope that one of these contacts might be better. We actually already fulfilled the mission. I'm just out. We already have sunk the 7,000 tons that we had to fulfill this single mission here, the patrol mission. But still, I have plenty of torpedoes left, and so I just can't bear to go back home. So we have only fired 2 torpedoes, and we did put the outside torpedoes into the inside storage, so we still have plenty of torpedoes left. And yeah, let's hope that we get some prey. So we are roughly heading eastward, so there we see the wonderful sunrise. It's 8 o'clock. Yeah, well, I have to admit that this account there, this is my own account. So that guy, that's me on. I use this account to, kind of check whether the stream is working. So via smartphone, I log into my own stream, and so I sometimes have an eye on my smartphone to see whether the stream is working properly. That gives me some safety that everything goes out smoothly. It's not the Type 9. I'm sailing with the Type 7 again, because I found out that this Type 9A was buggy in terms of the leaks, and I didn't have the patience to upgrade it to the Type, well, what is it, B or the next? And so I just went back for now to the Type 7. So good old Type 7 we are sailing with. Yeah, okay, yeah. So yeah, if you think that you have a super smart idea, then usually you're not the only one, and others just do it the same. Yeah, but nice to hear, yeah. And right now I just couldn't resist to press the button on my smartphone when this message popped up about the 185 streak. Yeah, that was with the last update. The last update gave us the external torpedoes. This big update. At the same time when we got the Type 9. I quite like that concept. It gives it even more, realism. So it's 8 o'clock. Shall we go for 1 hour and then do another hydrophone check? Yeah, same procedure. No, it's not. It's also on the Type 7, yeah. I just hope that one of these guys is not a fisherman. Let's do the next hydrophone check and find it out. Yeah, I mean, here in the Mediterranean, the Type 7 is perfectly fine. But for curiosity, I switched to the Type 9 when I got this blueprint. And then I did 2 missions with the Type 9 and figured out that it has this, leaks bug. And so, well, it was an easy decision actually to switch back to the Type 7. Yeah, they should. They should repair that bug. I have no idea about the structure of their programming, but I think it shouldn't be too much of a problem to correct that one. Propellers. Okay, that doesn't look like a fast mover actually. So this is the Y. And how far did it move in 1 hour? Alright. Looks okay. So that guy could be, or most probably is, a real merchantman. Very good. So we might have found a victim. Next propellers. What about you, guy? What are you up to? Okay, this is a slow-moving fisherman, so we can ignore that guy. And we also had this contact. Let's see if we still get this one onto the hydrophone. Mr. Strauss, see what you get. So do we get another contact? At the moment it looks like we don't. Yeah, so after the update, you did start a new campaign, a completely new campaign, didn't you? Hmm. Oh, it's several? I can't quite believe that. But we will see.
Befehle, Herr Kaloin.
Yeah, let's get back to the surface and go flank speed after these guys.
Meter. Aktuelle Tiefe 15 Meter. Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Kaloi, wir sind aufgetaucht.
Yeah, so this time my goal actually is to finish the war. I've never done it, and with this campaign I really want to do the complete playthrough until the end of the war. Alright, next hydrophone check to confirm, hopefully confirm our extrapolation of their course and speed. Yeah, we are almost down to half fuel, but we have been doing a lot of flank speed, so it should be no problem to get back home from here. But I really have to have an eye on that one, so we cannot continue this chase here endlessly.
Herr Kapitän. Taubengeräusch.
All right.
15 Grad.
25 Meter.
The next position being there, so looks like my extrapolation is not that bad.
45 Meter.
And speed-wise, yeah, this is definitely not a fisherman. So that's prey.
Aktuelle Tiefe 50 Meter. 3 gewartet.
And more propellers, but yeah, this will probably just confirm that that guy is another one of these fishermen.
55 Meter.
Yes, moving so slow. And now this guy.
50 Meter.
Aktuelle Tiefe 55 Meter.
for us. After 1 more hour we would be there. Yeah, maybe I should change my course a little bit away from their course, not to be too close. I think I'm gonna approach them still at daylight, so
Taubengeräusch. Handelsschiff. Peilung 5 Grad. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloin?
okay, there is another one. There is another ship there.
Torpedo
Let's
Rohr 2
call it Z. Contact Z. Or Z. Well, okay. I think Captain Jimbo, we could agree on Z, right? Let's accelerate the 5 minutes of hydrophone check a bit. And there we go.
Meter.
Back to the surface.
Motorenwechsel.
Herr Kaloi, wir sind aufgetaucht.
Flying speed for 1 hour. Yeah, of course, they are too far away to have eyes on them. Still, yeah, 18 miles or something.
Torpedo Rohr 1 gewartet.
And, yeah, of course, what are we gonna do? The next hydrophone check.
50 Meter.
So this looks like prey.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter.
Auf E-Motorenwechsel.
There we go down.
Herr Kaloin,
So, Mr. Strauss, please listen carefully
50 Meter.
for just
Taubengeräusch.
any contact.
Peilung 155 Grad. Aktuelle Tiefe 45 Meter.
And there we are, engines stopped, silent running and listening
Taubengeräusch.
in the
Handelsschiff.
silent
Peilung
depth.
40 Grad. 50 Meter.
I would like to ignore that guy. Well, just for the sake of completeness, put the X there. And what do we have here?
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloin?
55 Meter.
Aktuelle Tiefe 50 Meter.
So do we get a second contact for this guy, which we called Z?
Ihre Befehle.
We should.
Schraubengeräusch. Peilung 70 Grad.
Meter.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloin?
Yeah, that must be a new one, right? Yeah, or it would be a destroyer, but yeah, not very probable actually. Probably another contact, not this one.
Schraubengeräusch. Peilung 20 Grad.
Ah, that's him. Alright. And that looks like this guy is a fast mover, doesn't it?
Herr Kapitän?
Not quite, hard to tell. It might be a fisherman. Seems to be relatively slow. So much better to follow that guy. Yeah, the 8 knots is a good estimation of their speed. Ah, by the way, I didn't save yet, so I usually try to do a new save whenever I start a new stream for 7.0. And there we are. So let's accelerate time and get back to the surface. There we are.
Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Herr Kaloin, wir sind aufgetaucht.
We already have eyes on the smoke column of the guy. Nice. That's him over there. So let's go for another Another hour till, yeah, 25 past 12 roughly.
Kurs setzen.
Still moving flank speed. And here we are. Okay. Well, wow, 2 smoke columns now. I think the fishermen usually don't give that much of a smoke column that you would be able to spot them. Yeah, I'm playing on almost maximum difficulty level. So this, yeah, that looks like one of these unarmed transports. That's the other one. And now I'm pretty sure that this is not a fisherman. So we have, by coincidence, 2 solely traveling merchantmen around here. So allow me to be AFK just for 1 minute. The question is how to tackle both of them. Yeah, let's do a hydrophone check to confirm their position. So maybe I should first tackle that one.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5 Meter.
Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
Schraubengeräusch. Handelsschiff. Peilung 50 Grad.
So that might be that guy.
Herr Kapitän,
All right.
Meter.
Schraubengeräusch. Peilung 105 Grad. Herr Kaloin,
Oh yeah, that one. So there is a lot of traffic around here.
50 Meter.
Okay, that's a slow mover. Might well be a fisherman.
155 Grad.
That's probably that other guy, the other fisherman.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloin?
55 Meter.
Yeah, that's definitely a slow-moving fisherman.
Aktuelle Tiefe 50 Meter. Meter.
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
So we are still missing the contact of that one to confirm the position being somewhere there. Not quite, but almost dead ahead. Yeah, it's a wind speed of 9 knots. That's still relatively quiet up there. So we have quite a large range.
Schraubengeräusch. Handelsschiff. Peilung 10
Yeah,
Grad.
that must be him.
Herr Kapitän?
Kurs setzen.
Now our course is 3 miles off their course.
Kurs setzen.
Torpedorohr 4 gewartet.
So the chase is still going on. Hey, weight loss. No, I haven't. That sounds pretty amazing. And it is, I guess, dedicated to our situation after the update. Hey, Pitt. Great to have you in as well. So welcome, Weight Loss and Pitt. So now we have the accumulated expertise for U-boat here. Great to have you. No, so weight loss. I would guess if it is a new mod, then it would refer to the game after the update. That sounds pretty amazing. Did you try it? Okay, yeah. Interesting. So that sounds like it's still a little bit of kind of work in progress, right? Yeah, so weight loss. I think we haven't met last weekend, so I was already missing you, so you probably had some other schedules on last weekend, I guess. Yeah, and Pitt, that was pretty amazing. You gave me quite some raid last week at the weekend. Okay, Star Wars Armada tournament. I mean, did you watch it or did you participate? Yeah, we hear the sound of the air
Aktuelle Tiefe
being pushed
20
into the
Meter.
ballast tanks, and there we go back to the surface. The ballast tanks being cleared.
Auf
Yeah, that's right, Pit. We haven't been hearing anything of the devs for a few weeks, yeah. That's pretty weird. I hope that they don't change policy. I mean, you never know. It might be that they said, okay, so we do this last update and then we are gonna retire and have earned sufficient money or something like that. I hope that this is not the case. Because there is still quite a lot of stuff that you could improve on the game. Not just introducing new types of submarines. So now 20-1. Let's save the game and then do some time acceleration again for another hour. Here we go. Yeah, I pretty much hope that they don't abandon the game, but that they don't turn up with any news for a month. That's a bit worrying. And next, hydrophone check. Or well, before the hydrophone check, let's briefly take a look at... Hey, there should still be... Okay, so maybe the other guy, this one here, might be too far away by now. So I don't have him
Kurs setzen.
visible anymore. So now we should be even up with that one. Let's do another hydrophone check
Tauchen auf
to
50
be sure that we properly track their positions. But here in the open sea, well, at one point, yeah, I think they are probably both heading for the port of Alexandria and not for the port of Tobruk. So, like usual, the crew is assembling in the front compartment.
5 Meter. Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
2 crewmates have manned the depth steers, and some officer has opened the valves to the ballast tanks. And yeah, the 4 ballast tank is already completely filled. And yeah, the stern ballast tank as well.
25 Meter.
Do we have a bit of, yeah, just a bit of water in the bilge? Maybe when we get up to the surface next time. Remind me of turning on the pump.
Aktuelle Tiefe 45 Meter.
Vor 5 gewartet.
Herr Kapitän,
I think we can delete these contacts. That's history.
Schraubengeräusch, Handelsschiff, Peilung 120 Grad.
Okay,
50 Meter.
where is it?
50 Meter.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle,
So,
Kaloin?
one contact, and hopefully we are gonna get the second contact as well.
55 Meter.
I really do have the feeling that the guy is changing course.
Schraubengeräusch. Handelsschiff. Peilung 110 Grad.
50
Yeah,
Meter.
that's the other guy.
Ja,
So distance now roughly 6 miles. So we should soon be able to bear down on his course and intercept the guy. Okay, so that's weird. Somebody gave me a resub this week, and I just can't figure out who it is. So if it's one of you guys, thanks a lot. But I don't quite see how to figure out who it is. I thought I should be getting some message in the activity feed, but there is nothing. Yeah, give me a bit of time acceleration and then back to the surface.
Anblasen.
35 Meter. 15 Meter.
And there we go, back to the surface. I love the graphics of the game.
Herr Kaloi, wir sind aufgetaucht.
One more save and some extrapolation. All right.
Ja?
Kurs setzen.
Hey, Holiday Punch. Nice to have you in. Good evening. How are you doing? Yeah, great to have you in. I am actually having two single transport contacts. The one should be around here. The other one is around there. But let me extrapolate his course. So by now he should be there. And so I should be able to sync them one by one.
Kurs setzen.
Okay, the smoke column over there. Yeah, still pretty far away, but coming in on a rather shallow angle.
Alle Maschinen stopp.
Let's stop the engines. And now we are going to just wait it out until they pass us.
Kurs setzen.
This is the one. And that's the other one, okay. At 80 degrees. Alright, so let's get submerged
Auf Seerohr.
and wait it out in the hiding. Yeah, of course, the diving process takes a little while when you're not doing any speed through the water.
Herr Kaloy, wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe.
Alright.
Eingesteuert.
So, Mr. Arles, I would like you to supervise
20 Grad.
the depth keeping. So that other guy is at 55.
Schraubengeräusch. Handelsschiff. Peilung 80 Grad. Herr Kaloin,
I think my extrapolation is alright. Yeah, we might be in a good firing position.
Schraubengeräusch. Handelsschiff. Drehung 55 Grad. Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kalon?
Alright.
Dafür haben wir trainiert. Wir werden das gemeinsam durchstehen.
Yeah, you can step away from battle stations, please. Yeah, that pretty much looks like Empire Tower. I would guess. So, what is the velocity of that vessel? I would say it's roughly 7 knots. From the hydrophone checks that we did. 75 is... ten. Angle on bow should be something like 10 degrees. And from these considerations, the distance should be 4 miles. Yeah, this is an unarmed guy, so finally I'm gonna go to the surface and try to scare them away from the ship. Yeah, they are unarmed, so we could easily get them. Yeah, the Mediterranean is actually relatively quiet, I would say.
Große Fahrt voraus.
Ich benötige hier etwas Unterstützung.
Natürlich, Herr Kommandant.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen. Torpedorohr 1 gewartet.
Yeah, just get in submerged and then give them the creeps when we just suddenly surface and threaten them to sink the ship.
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Schraubengeräusch. Peilung 75 Grad.
Now get back to the surface.
Blasen.
Aktuelle Tiefe 10 Meter.
Kurs setzen.
Communicate that we intend to sink the ship. After your crew sends the signal, light signals that you're gonna sink this ship.
Feindliche Schiffe geben Alarm.
Okay, they are not yielding, so
Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln. Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Herr Kanoi, wir sind aufgetaucht.
now, Mr. Schultz, please man the deck gun.
Deckgeschütz besetzen.
Yes, deck gun time, weight loss, exactly. Oh, did you see that guy falling down? This is the very first time that I saw that graphics effect. Hey, not wet, just cold. You haven't been in for a few days. So great to have you back. How are you doing?
Schornsteinrauch. Peilung. 85 Grad.
Oh, thanks. Thanks for that one, for the bits.
Alle Maschinen, stopp!
And more sailors falling down. Did you ever saw this graphics effect? That there are sailors falling down? No, I never. Well, I actually, I think a long time ago I did them. But if you ask me, they are kind of a pain in the ass. So this time I skipped them. I didn't do them. Hey, I'm out of ammo. How is this possible? So any ammo left in the stores? Come on. No.
Äußerste Kraft zurück.
So, if you ask me, they pretty much look like that I destroyed the engines. They're not moving anymore, are they? Nope, they're not.
Kurs setzen. Kurs setzen. Kurs setzen. Äußerste Kraft voraus. Tauchen auf. 50.
Oh, no, don't.
Kurs setzen.
Oh shit, no.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Nope. I'm gonna ram them. Guys, what is this?
Schadensbereiche beschädigt. Schornsteinrauch. Peilung.
Offiziersraum.
Gerät nicht mehr einsatzbereit.
Wassereinbruch im Bugtorpedoraum.
Wassereinbruch im Offiziersraum.
Funkanlage beschädigt.
Höhenbruch im Bugtorpedoraum.
Alarm! Auf Gefechtsstation!
Ich weiß nicht, wie es dir geht, aber ich kann es kaum erwarten, endlich zu kämpfen.
Die Diesel sind ausgefallen.
Hüllenbruch im Maschinenraum. Denkt alle an eure Ausbildung. Bleibt ruhig und konzentriert.
Okay, that was definitely not a smart move, I would say.
Fahrt voraus.
Verstanden. Betrachten Sie es
I don't know, it doesn't look like they're sinking at the moment.
Höhenbruch im Maschinenraum repariert. Höhenbruch im Offiziersraum repariert. Verstanden, Kommandant. Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
So please, somebody turn on the pump.
Höhenbruch im Offiziersraum repariert. Zu Befehl, Herr Kommandant.
Yes. Yeah, no pump at the moment.
Höhenbruch im Bugtorpedoraum repariert. Verstanden. Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloi. Höhenbruch im Offiziersraum repariert.
Mr. Ahlers.
Alles klar, ich werde mich darum kümmern.
Doesn't look like the guy is gonna sink actually.
Höhenbruch im Bugtorpedoraum repariert. Höhenbruch im Bugtorpedoraum repariert. Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Lenz, Pumpe einschalten.
Yeah, let's see that we get the water out of the boat. At the moment we are not sinking yet. We are using a hell lot of repair parts, I guess. And we are creating a hell lot of scrap. So give me the diesel engines back, please.
Wassereinbruch im Offiziersraum gestoppt. Einbruch im Bugtorpedoraum gestoppt.
Alright, so give me a second. I'll be AFK for 1 minute. Yeah, let's see. It's broken, isn't it? Yeah, I would have to repair the AA first.
Zu Befehl, Herr Kommandant. Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
So don't I have the engines online again?
Verstanden, Kommandant.
I think this is really the first time that I ran into a merchantman, and it pretty much looks like it did us much more damage than him.
Verstanden. Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloin.
Langsame Fahrt voraus.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Diesel repariert.
Treibefahrt voraus. Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Verstanden. Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloin. Jawohl.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloin?
We are really running out of spare parts, aren't we?
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe gebrauchen.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Alle Maschinen, stopp! Immer schneller. Kurs setzen.
Zu Befehl, Herr Kommandant.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
At least we created a lot of scrap so that we can turn them back into spare parts.
Luftziel Seerohr besetzen.
Verstanden, Kommandant.
Kurs setzen.
Verstanden. Betrachten Sie es als erledigt, Herr Kaloi.
Zu Befehl, Herr Kommandant.
Kurs setzen.
Yeah, I'm too far away right now for the flag. Yep.
Äußerste Kraft.
I'm gonna try to sink them now with the torpedo.
Alles klar. Ich werde mich darum kümmern.
Halbe Fahrt voraus.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Kurs setzen. Langsame Fahrt zurück.
Jawohl, ich kümmere mich darum.
Horchgerät wieder einsatzbereit.
Kurs setzen. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
Alle Maschinen stopp.
What would be their angle on bow on us? Roughly 80 degrees. Yeah, that's fine. Good guess. And now let's give it the functions. Yes, you're right, of course. Of course, it's irrelevant. Yeah. Still, I like to be precise about that. The distance, of course, is also irrelevant, but let's try to put it correctly. Would be something like 500 meters, 600 meters. Something like that. And now Empire Tower has a draught of 845, so put it to 9.
Rohr 1, bewässern.
Rohr 1 bewässert.
Something like that. And
Los!
give it.
Ja.
Funkgerät repariert.
There we go.
40
So he's a sitting duck.
Sekunden.
Yeah, I didn't check the maintenance status. Oh god.
Ja. 20 Sekunden.
So it might be a dot. Let's see. Fingers crossed that it isn't.
10 Sekunden bis Einschlag.
Yeah, come on. The guy should go down with that one.
Alles klar, ich werde mich darum kümmern.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
So this did cost us a hell lot of repair parts. Yeah, that will do it, wouldn't it?
Die Besatzung evakuiert das Schiff.
Herr Kapitän?
Fahrt voraus.
Fedoror 1 gewartet.
Okay, so that was our try of sinking ship by running. Yeah, in principle that would be great for leveling inches, but my inches are already leveled up perfectly. Are they? Well, let's see.
Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloy.
Let's see. Not quite sure if they are actually.
Alle Maschinen, stopp!
This guy is at level 5.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle?
I think they are.
Herr Kaloy?
Yeah. That's one of the problems of the game. I think the developers should really think about like making leveling up more challenging in the late game, or giving you at least more challenges so that leveling up really makes sense in the late game. At the moment it doesn't really. Let's get that officer on board.
Halbe Fahrt voraus.
Yeah, having more skills, yep. Something like... Yep. Yeah, you could like kind of separate it into smaller steps, yep. That would be a good idea, to actually separate them into smaller leveling up skill steps and distribute them further into the late gameplay. Yep, 100% agree with that.
Sie gehen unter.
Alright, they're going down. We still have that lifeboat. Mr. Anderson, please come on board. And the other guys, I think I'm gonna give them a little bit of food. Some fish. Here you go.
Schäden am Turm repariert.
Herr Kapitän?
Herr Kaloy,
Ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Herr Kapitän? Verstanden, Herr Kommandant. Verstanden, Herr Kommandant.
Herr Kaloy?
ja? Zu Befehl, Herr Kommandant.
Verstanden, Herr Kommandant. Herr Kapitän?
Yeah. Salty cheese.
Auf Fedoror 4 gewartet.
Kurs setzen. Äußerste Kraft voraus.
Now the cute messages.
Funkraum besetzen.
Ich könnte etwas Hilfe brauchen. Alles klar.
So I think that was a relatively small ship. Which sea is saltier, the Mediterranean or the Atlantic? Ah, yeah, I should know that actually. So my guess is, well, so there is all the water of the rivers all around the Mediterranean flowing into the Mediterranean. And as I think I know that, for example, the Baltic Sea is less salty than the rest of the seas, I think it's the Mediterranean is less salty than the Atlantic. It's more salty, okay. So could you explain why? Why it's more salty actually? Because of the climate? More evaporation than over the Atlantic? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was a relatively small guy. Just brings us over the 200,000 limit. And now let's see if we can chase down that other guy. So maybe we should do a hydrophone check to get a good estimate of that guy's position. Yes, yeah, that was my train of thought. So I knew that the Baltic Sea has a very low amount of salt, and I thought it is because it's kind of a, well, in German we say Binnenmeer. I don't know what the English term for that is. A sea which is completely surrounded by land and all the rivers running into the Baltic Sea. That's what I remember was the explanation. And the climate is relatively cold, so not too much of evaporation. A lot of fresh water running into the Baltic. And yeah, so interesting. And that was my argumentation for the Mediterranean as well. But obviously in the Mediterranean, the sun does its work of evaporating water and so increasing the concentration of salt. Yeah, interesting. Inland sea, yeah, okay. I think you would still call it an inland sea, wouldn't you? Even if it's connected to the North Sea via the Skagerrak. Yeah, not much of water. It's compared to it. So I was comparing the Skagerrak to Gibraltar, actually. So I find it pretty interesting that the Mediterranean behaves completely in the contrary to the Baltic.
Kraft.
Ah, shit. Sorry, guys. Yeah, just doing the hydrophone check.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloi?
55 Meter. Torpedorohr 3 gewartet.
Schraubengeräusch. Teilung 160 Grad. Herr Kapitän,
Aktuelle Tiefe 50 Meter.
Alright, that guy. I would like to chase down that guy as well. I think I called that contact Y. Don't know why. Oh, sorry for that lame joke.
Meter.
Yes, yeah, good point. Überflutete Wiese. Yes. Okay, yeah, all right. So an inland sea would be the Aral Sea, or which is, I think, then a complete seawater sea. So 20 to 5. Let's do, well, let's give it a save for now. Yeah, the Black Sea, Caspian Sea. Okay, yeah. And the Dead Sea. Yeah, I see. I see the point.
Wie lauten Ihre Befehle, Herr Kaloi?
So stop the alarm, stop direct orders.
Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
ich erwarte Ihre Befehle.
Anblasen.
And there we go, back to the surface. Let's see that we sink that other guy as well.
Aktuelle Tiefe 30
Yeah,
Meter.
good point. Good point. That was actually the thing that I was asking myself. So what's the difference between an inland sea and a lake?
10 Meter.
Is there a threshold in size, maybe?
Herr Kaloi, wir sind aufgetaucht.
If it's sweet water, I mean fresh water, you could just call it a large lake. Yep. Correct. No, it's 20 to 5. Let's go. Till 20 to 6. Yep, here we are. Let's give it another hydrophone check.
50 Meter.
Yeah, and still, you're right. The Dead Sea is not fresh water. It's far away from being fresh water, yeah. I have no idea. Yeah, so that definition is new to me. I would, if you would have asked me in the past, I would have said that the Mediterranean and the Baltic, that they are actually inland seas. Well, I don't know.
Aktuelle Tiefe 5
Auf
Meter.
E-Motoren wechseln.
Schraubengeräusch. Handelsschiff. Teilung
Yeah, that was my theory, that the Baltic Sea
20 Meter.
is an inland sea and that the Mediterranean is an inland sea as well. That was that was actually my baseline since school.
Meter.
And the Black Sea, yes, yeah. And so after that definition, the Mediterranean would also be an inland sea, wouldn't it?
50 Meter.
Aktuelle Tiefe 55 Meter.
Now again, checking for that contact. And there we have it.
50 Meter.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Aktuelle Tiefe 55 Meter.
Ja, Brackwassermeer, ja. Don't you? So you don't have this amount of tidal changes in the Mediterranean? I never thought about that. It's quite some time ago that I visited a Mediterranean beach. It was actually when I was 16 years old and doing interrail with two guys from two classmates. I think that was actually the last time that I visited the shores of the Mediterranean, so I don't quite remember if there was any tidal change. Wow. Amazing that it's so few, yeah. Yeah. But on the other hand, it's kind of boring, is it? I mean, comparing to the Atlantic or the North Sea. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. I remember when I did this trip with my uncle across the channel, and on the other side there was this something like 8 meters. 8 meters of tidal change. Yes, yeah, I see your point. Yep. Yeah, Marlow. 13 meters. Yeah, that's amazing, isn't it? So what's the discipline? It's still high. It's still at 100%, but sooner or later we have to turn back home because we are running out of diesel.
Anblasen.
30 Meter.
Auf Dieselmotoren wechseln.
Okay, night. It's getting dark. The sun is setting in the east. Yeah, it's drawing late.
Kurs auf diese Koordinaten setzen.
Saint-Malo. Ja, ja.
Vor 4 gewartet.
Alle Maschinen stopp. Alarm! Handelsschiff in
Dafür haben
Sicht.
wir trainiert.
Peilung
Wir werden das gemeinsam
85 Grad.
durchleben.
Alle Maschinen stopp.
So, let's go for periscope depth. You can step away from battle stations.
Beenden.
Yeah, it's really getting late in real life, but yeah, I started this stream rather late, so I would still love to sink that guy before I go to bed.
Kakaloi, wir sind auf Seerohrtiefe. Für Rundblick eingesteuert.
Auf E-Motoren wechseln.
So somebody's gonna do the depth keeping, Mr. Grade.
Wir es als erledigt, Herr Kaloin.
We don't know yet, but the velocity is 8.
Torpedorohr 3 gewartet. Torpedorohr 2 gewartet.
Alle Maschinen, stopp!
Torpedorohr 5 gewartet.
So which one is this? I think it's an Empire Bell. So let's try it once more. Let's see if we can scare them off their ship.
Anblasen.
Aktuelle Tiefe 10 Meter.
Empire Lord. It's unarmed, so we could definitely do it and try to convince them. You hear the
Motoren wechseln.
air quotes.
Wir sind aufgetaucht.
Convince them to leave their ship. To abandon their ship.
Halbe Fahrt voraus. Kleine Fahrt voraus. Alle Maschinen, stopp!
Let's see. Communicate that we intend to sink the ship. After your crew sends the light signals that you're gonna sink this ship, a commotion is quickly seen on deck and the crew is leaving the ship. Very good. So and there the Zodiac is gonna aboard the ship. And we are gonna scuttle the ship without using explosives.
Hüllenbruch. Sie sinkt. Einer weniger.
Yeah, let's give them some supplies, increasing our reputation. And maybe now it's a good time to get back home. Ah, come on. So these two guys that we sank today, they were pretty small. Yeah, let's give it a save. And yeah, sorry guys, there's quite a few people watching. Great to have you in, but around here in Europe, in Germany, in the Frankfurt area, it's 3 o'clock and I have to work tomorrow. Don't have to get up too early, but still, I need to go to bed now. So guys, it was a pleasure to have you. And looking forward to see you again. And have a good night, guys. So who was in weight loss? Have a good night. It was a pleasure to have that little communication with you. Not wet, just cold if you're still there. Also good night for you. Great to have had you in. Holiday Punch. Great that you dropped in. Pit. I don't know. I guess you would have gone to bed by now, but if not, great that you dropped in. And yeah, alright guys. Have a good night and see you tomorrow.